Okay, so I wanted to come back and thank you. This is Gwyn again, and we are going through part 2 of the One Book Journaling by 5 for the month of August. And this month's topic was how to create a comfortable life and getting your life back. So I wanted to share that with you. And so I'm going to go through some of the pages in the journal, and I hope that you all will participate with us this month. And if you didn't in August, at the end of this video, I'm going to tell you how you can connect with us in September. So here's one of the first pages, and if you have already not, well, let me just put it this way. Go back and watch Shannon Green's Journaling by 5 video if this is the first time that you've connected with my page. Then you'll want to go back and watch my video of part 1 on how to set it up. And now we're going to go through this part now as to what's happened here at the end of the month. Okay, so first page, how I got my life back. And this is also where I listed, if you want to connect with me, all of the journals that I've done, Journaling by 5 through 2015. So in January, we did Courage. In February, we did Love Story. March, Gratitude. April, Personal Growth. May was my birthday month, so it was everything that was just absolutely fabulous to me, about me, around me, that we had to journal, and I suggested that you do the same for your life. June was Love Summer Art. We did a lot of art in that month. July is Freedom, and then August, of course, is One Book J5. So here is one of the pages that we did, which was the art of doing everything now. And the favorite quote that I have there is, "A man who dares to waste 1 hour of time has not discovered the value of it." So one of the things that we did was set up very, very simple systems in journaling through that, about creating simple routines, how to get it done, how to create a consistent income, being happy, and to make sure that you do it now. And one of the things that I recommend, of course, is checklist. Do not try to keep things in your brain, and don't try to recreate everything every day. Create a major checklist and check things off. The second page that we're going through, which is one of my favorites, is Life is Like Dancing. Now, of course, these images are from different magazines, from The New Yorker, from Cosmo, from Time Magazine. These images I did not create, but we do use those as we go through the journal. So some of the things that I've created is just notes to myself, which says, yes, you've been dancing all your life, but right now it's time for you to create your own music. So I suggest also that you find ways throughout your day to create things that you that really motivate you, that really get you pumped about life, and not feeling as though you're pulled from place to place and person to person by an agenda that isn't your own. The other page, the next page is You Can't Take It With You. And one of the quotes that I love is a Danish proverb, and it says, "Your last suit has no pockets." So one of the things is to just kind of calm down and try to lower your expectations about all of the things that you must have, and really try to improve the quality of your life. And the next page is one of the things that is one of the sore spots in my life, and it's a quote that if you're tired of starting over, stop giving up. And one of the dilemmas for this month is, do I move? Do I not move? I love Chicago. I don't love Chicago. I want to go to Houston. I don't want to go to Houston. And was that giving up, or was it starting over? So this is a personal journaling for me, where I had that quandary and how to get through it, how to get around it. It is still the end of the month, and yes, I'm still going back. Houston, Chicago, New Orleans, Houston, Chicago, New Orleans. So just because you're journaling doesn't mean that you have the answers, but it does give you a good place to put the questions. The next page speaks about calmness, and how calmness is the cradle of power, and how to just calm down and get centered so that you'll be able to take yourself more seriously, and yet be able to laugh a little bit more at life. If you're running around in a frenzy, you don't find the humor in it, you don't find the fun in it, you're just panicked. And that is something that I do quite often. So this is just a reminder to take a deep breath. And this was a page with Taraji P. Henson, which is one of the actresses now, and it just says "Character is Power." And I love that page. This is one of my favorites. And this page is on how to track your time. And literally for 2 days, it was one of those things where I was setting my alarm so often that it was driving me crazy, but it was a reminder that time was moving on. So I couldn't just forget about it, because in an hour my alarm would go off, and it would be, no matter how much you're procrastinating or putting things off, time is moving on. And as you can see at the end of the page, I put that this will remind you that life ticks on. It doesn't stop. No matter how much we want to try to hide, no matter how much we want to procrastinate, it is still moving on. So we really need to keep track of that. And of course, here's my picture of Anthony Bourdain, because that is my secret celebrity crush, and maybe it's not so secret now, but as I said, we're 5 levels of separation. Well, if you know someone who knows Anthony, just tell him I'm waiting for him. And there we go. He's in my journal. But it also says, if you love life, don't waste time, for time is all that life is made up of. And that is a quote by Bruce Lee, who's also one of my favorites. This one is just a reminder to ask for help. And this was one of the reminders that sometimes you just need to ask for it. That's a huge thing for me, is I just have a hard time asking for help. I don't have a problem giving help, but I have a problem of asking for it. So it's a reminder to myself to do that and to create balance. This page is about creating balance in your life with family and friends. This one is about questions that I had, because my daughter wanted a dog, and I had a question. It's like, we're vegan. Can vegans have pets? So sometimes you have questions that are just silly questions, but they're in your journal because they're on your mind. And I had to find out more information and ask around, and find out, yes, vegans can have pets, and it's not it's not something that is against that philosophy, but it just seemed a little weird to me, so I had to ask the question. This is a quote to be a better friend. I love this page, and this is a page for the 9 declarations of power. And if you haven't, I've taken the personal course with Brendon Burchard. It is an absolutely amazing course. If you haven't had the chance to take that, and he has these 9 declarations of power, I am actually going to put that into the description box if you can't see it very clearly, because as you can see in my journal, I use a lot of handwritten quotes and everything. I know a lot of people in their art journals, they use type and everything. I believe that the handwriting is as important in the journal as the words. So I do a lot of that. This is believe in yourself, and it says I am my own secret weapon. So we're almost finished, but I'm going to head through a couple of other pages where I do want to give you a heads up on September that we'll be working through a journal based on this quote, and that is, tears are words written, waiting to be written. And we're going to be working with women who have chronic pain. So endometriosis, IC, any of those kinds of things. We'll be working on a journal based through that starting September 15th. So I know usually we start on the 1st of the month for those journals, but we're going to start on the 15th because so many people were saying, hey, school is starting. The 1st of September is just a little bit too busy for me. And but from now until the 15th, when we actually start, I'm going to be doing videos so that you will be able to get everything set up. Your journal will be set up so that we'll just be dealing with the writing and the feeling and touching through that. And this is going to help you be your own advocate. This page is just a list of some of my favorites. I suggest that you do that as well. Create some of those things that just get you excited about different things. One of the things for me is Bocelli. He has a song that is Bésame Mucho, which I don't speak Spanish, I don't speak Italian, but the sound of his voice on that song just takes me to a whole nother place. I absolutely love it. This one is, this page is about self-expression and living out loud. As you will remember from the setup, if you go back and look at that video, I told you I just love the texture of this. And this is how the page came out, and I love it. Let's see. This one is a quote from James, which says, looking after orphans and widows in distress really is one of the most important things to do. So I love that page. I love the look of her. I created that it was a full page, a full face page, but I cut that in half just so you could get the one eye, and it is something that's stunning to me. And the quote here is by Irma Bombeck, and it says, "When I stand before God at the end of my life, I would hope that I would not have a single bit of talent left. And I would say, I used everything God gave me." And I love that. And I hope that I can say the same thing, that I've lived life out loud and really have shared everything I possibly can. This is about small daily improvements, which we'll be definitely working on in September with our checklist, so that, you don't have to change in huge increments. And that's what most people do. It's like, yes, I'm smoking today and not smoking tomorrow, or I'm eating healthy today and not eating healthy tomorrow. Eating healthy today, but I'm going to just be totally, vegan tomorrow. And that's not what this is about. It's about making small daily improvements and just keeping track of those improvements and forgiving yourself when you fall off track. This is one of the things I'd love to do. Be able to, bike and run and do some other things, and just remember that you can't give up what you want most for what you want now. And that is such an important part of that. Part of life, actually. Books are my favorite friends, and this is just a page where I list some of the books that I have to read, that I want to read, that I recommend that you read. Think and Grow Rich, Simple Abundance, The Age of Reason. I know it's an old book. Thomas Paine is typically not on the reading list of most people, but if you read that book, The Age of Reason, I do believe that it is life-changing and that you'll pick up some really helpful hints. This is about your right and how to surround yourself with people who challenge you and motivate you. And sometimes the people who challenge and motivate you, we're going to go back to this other page, are in books, because sometimes you just don't have people in your life that you really want to emulate, but you can always find books to inspire you. This one I shared with you in the setup, this page, with the love of reading. It's something that I do often, that I do all the time, that I recommend that you do as well. I'm going to try to get this back in focus. Let's see. Maybe not. We'll move on. Okay. And this page is just about just the art in it. My wish for an herb garden. This one we've already covered in setup. The price of anything is the amount of life you want to exchange for it. And this is what you have to do to have a comfortable life. So we'll be talking about this in November, about setting up a comfortable life so that you can cover expenses, fund your savings, invest wisely, give generously, and leave generational wealth. So we'll be talking about that in a future month, but I did want to put this in my journal because I kept track of money that I spent this month. All right, this is the page that we actually designed when we went through the Journaling by 5, the outfit that I absolutely love. And as you see here, it's like I would wear this every single day. Absolutely love it. And this is how to create a capsule wardrobe that's fun, functional, fast, brief, and helps you feel great and feminine at the same time. So these are all great pages. Some of these I'll take single pictures and show you a bit later. But I wanted to go through and show you some of the art pages. And this is how the journal turned out at the end. Now, after the end of each month, of course, we have to document what we've learned in that month, looking ahead, what you're looking ahead to in the next month. And this is where you can do some forward planning for months ahead. And then the piece de resistance is having a master checklist, a master index, so that you can go back and say, hey, I need some inspiration now on something to stop giving up. And I can look at stop giving up, go back to page 59 and go directly to that page. So this is one of the things that you have to do, is have that master index, because this journal is for you to actually work through this month and to have that as inspiration for yourself. So again, this is Gwyn. Thank you for hanging out with me with the OneBookJB5. If you have not already taken a look at the videos, please go back and look at those. And if you are joining us this month of August or plan to hang out with us in September, please leave a comment below. I love you guys. Have fun. Enjoy life. Bye.